So a couple days ago, I talked about how Japanese publishers might be skipping out on the PlayStation brand and how crazy it is that you can get games now from Japanese developers on the Xbox and not the PlayStation. It's really kind of a big deal. And a lot of this is Sony's own fault. It seems like since they moved their headquarters to California, things have kind of changed a little bit for them. More significantly, on their policy front, a lot of people have talked about how they censor a lot of games, particularly games with anime girl characters. Those really seem to get censored a lot. Also, even just regular games, Devil May Cry 5 is a really good example. They put like sun glare over the female characters if they don't have clothes on and stuff. It's really strange. And you don't see that on other platforms. It's just the PlayStation. Of course, they're also kind of hypocritical. When a character looks like Abby, it's okay. You can have a full-on scene in The Last of Us 2 with Abby knocking boots with her boyfriend, but you can't show a little bit of a cleavage window on an anime girl character in an anime game or whatever. It's just a really good example of some of the hypocrisy of Sony. And it's really funny when I talk about this stuff, people always come in the comments, yeah, it's clear this is a fanboy channel. Like, look, if I'm going to pick any platform, it's going to be the PC like I'm using right now. Or I'm going to, honestly, the Switch. If I play a console more than anything, it's the Switch. But you can't deny that there's something strange going on with Sony and a little bit of hypocrisy when it comes to what kind of content they allow in their games. And this kind of leads me to the theory that maybe this has something to do with the Xbox pre-orders selling out over in Japan, which is insane if you think about it, because, I mean, the Xbox One X only sold 1,500 units in Japan at launch. There's pictures of Xbox launches in Japan with just empty lines, and then people will show the Sony lines, and they're around the block. Though I think that might be changing, and that's probably why they moved their headquarters to California so they could focus on the Western market. Because, and I'm going to be fair here, the big seller over in Japan is the Switch and cell phones. They don't really play consoles like they used to. I read that a while ago. Maybe I'm wrong on that. You'll have to look into that and fact check it, but I swear I've read that before. Or maybe they just moved to California because they want to jump all in on weirdo politics. I don't know. I doubt that's the reason. But regardless, games are skipping PlayStation that are made in Japan. And we now have some more information on Galgun. Here's what was found over on Twitter in a conversation between Black Sage D and Final Master M. He pulled up this quote here. For Galgun, we have no intentions of ending the series, but as you may know, things with some of the platform holders have changed recently. Right now, the Galgun team is kind of putting their heads together and figuring out where we're going to go from here now that changes have been made among some of the platform holders. They're basically in the process of claiming their next move and figuring out what they want to do from here. As you may know, Galgun 2 released on PlayStation 4, Switch, and Steam. So if we can still continue to do that, we would love that. But Sony's standards for sexual content have gotten significantly stricter in recent days, so we have to see what possibilities lie ahead, and with that in place and what we can do with those new restrictions as we figure out a path forward. And I think they have figured out what they're going to do going forward. They're going to just skip the PlayStation. They're just going to skip it. This leads us to here, like I reported last time, Xbox One, Switch, and PC only for Galgun returns. And a lot of people said, who cares? It's a niche game. And to some extent, you're right. But it's these kind of games that do help hold up systems. You know, I think back to like the Wii U and such, like why'd that system fail? Well, it didn't really have a lot of games on it. You can get a game like this on the Wii U. And that's one of the reasons it didn't do well. You need all kinds of games to come into your system, niche games included. And there's a lot of people that like games like this, and not getting it is a problem. And it's not just this game. Look at the Switch. You have this game that's been announced. Abyss of the Sacrifice. I've never heard of it. From what I understand, there was a copy of this on PSP. I don't know. Maybe that was an older version. However, this is an enhanced port. I'm only going off of what's over on Play Asia. Abyss of the Sacrifice, Nintendo Switch English release up for pre-order. And then we go here, 2010 released PSP game. Mishitsu no Sacrifice has been announced for the Nintendo Switch and the PC. No Xbox release for this one. It will feature multi-language support for subtitles and Japanese only for voiceover. Pre-order game is now available here at Play Asia. Now, look at this. 2010 PSP game. Enhanced port. Why isn't this coming to the PlayStation? You look at the characters in the game, and you kind of can put that together for yourself. Even fully clothed anime girls don't seem very welcome on the PlayStation, and I think people figure that out, and they just don't want to put it on the system. So this one isn't coming to the Xbox. However, it is going to the Switch. This game should be on the PlayStation. It was launched on the PSP. There's no reason that PS4 shouldn't get this game, but they're not even going to bother with it. They don't even want to bother with putting it on the PlayStation. It's just an example of another game they're not getting. And it makes me wonder about the future of that system, because normally this can really backfire on a console. Okay? I mean, what's going to stop Xbox from, poking fun at them, even though they censor? I really think the future is very bright for Nintendo, which is so funny to me, and it's still funny because they used to be super conservative, and they've really kind of loosened up, and I think that this is going to end up working out well for them, and, who knows? PC, you get all this stuff, Here's another game, even though it's very obscure, I've never heard of it, but you have Cook Serve Delicious 3, launches for October 14th for PC, Xbox One, and Switch. No PlayStation. And this is crazy to me because anybody with a PS4 knows that it's got tons of indies on it. In fact, Microsoft does as well. But from what I understand, the PlayStation 4 is a very indie-friendly console. And here's a little indie game skipping PlayStation 4. I don't know what the reasons are for this. They don't tell you anything in here about that. They don't say. But it's strange to me that they would skip the PlayStation 4, considering the PlayStation 4 is probably the leader in the West. It's hands down defeated the Xbox One. It's strange to me a game about cooking food and serving it isn't coming to the PlayStation. I just wanted to include this in here because it's another example of a niche game skipping them. I don't know. Maybe they determine that these kinds of games don't sell very well on the PlayStation or not. I don't know. I just wanted to include this in there so that you guys could see, here's an example of another game. Why they're not going to the PlayStation, I don't know. But it is clear when you look at games like Abyss of the Sacrifice and Galgun, why those games aren't going to the PlayStation. And it makes me wonder, are anime games, anime-style games, Japanese publishers, are they going to continue to just jump ship on Sony? Anyway, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about all of this. Also, if you would, please like and share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.